In this video we will create a compass bar for your game. First you need something to have a compass on, so if you don't have already, let's create a HUD. Right click under user interface, select widget blueprint and name it WBP_HUD. We need it also show it to the player, so open your character blueprint. Go to or add event begin play. Create widget and select HUD blueprint. Return value promote the variable and name it HUD. To the end add the viewport, connect it with HUD. Now switch to the HUD blueprint. Go to the palette, scroll down, under the panel, select the canvas panel and drag it in. This canvas panel stands for the player's monitor, so drag in another canvas panel. Rename it to something like CP_compass and set it as a variable. Anchors set to top and X alignment to 0.5. I set size X to 600 and size Y to 60. Position X set to 0 and position Y I go with 80. You can set those values to whatever you need to fit to your UI. Now we need an image of a compass bar, so open the Photoshop you use. Create a new file, set width to double or more depending on what angle you want to display, so I set it to 1200, height to 60 and hit create. First, fill one layer with white so you can see clearly. Now we add a cardinal and ordinal directions. Add text and write N. Change size so it fits even when you later add a border and put it right in the middle. When creating this, I came across that sometimes Adobe anchors text incorrectly, so you can add 8 auxiliary lines, each long 1/8 of the image, so you can check it and at the end hide it. Copy-paste text block and put S on both sides, so it only shows a half of the letter. Place W on the left side and E on the right side. For ordinal directions, lower the text size and make the color brighter. When all directions are added, hide auxiliary lines as well as background and export it into Unreal. Unreal can work with PSD files, so I just save it and I also create a custom folder compass in the content folder. Name the image img_compass and back to Unreal. First let's check the image and it should look like this. Move back to HUD. Add image as a child of CP compass and name it something like img_compass image. We can change brush image right away, so do it. Set the anchor to center, both alignments to 0.5 and set both positions to 0. If we set size to the size of our image, north is in the middle, but if we rotate the south, we would see just half of the letter S. So tiling the horizontal. Now if we would set size to double, south is in the middle. Set the size to triple the image size, in our case 3600, so the N is back in the middle. Click on CP compass and set clipping to clip the bounds and the image is cropped. Now let's implement the behavior, so go to graph and create new function, rotate compass. Add input parameter, name it Z rotation and change type to float. We want to rotate compass image, so drag it in. Out of it, add get desired size. That should be size of the image file, and because it shows all angles, divide it by 360. When we look at the north and we look left, the north is on our right side. So Z rotation multiply by -1 and multiply the result by the division. The calculation is done, so to set a new position the compass image, we must get it as a canvas slot, and to it we can set position. Split struct pin of in position. The result of our calculation is in position X, and in position Y leave with 0. Don't forget to connect the execution pins. Hit compile and move the character blueprint. I move down under the default code and add event tick. Get HUD, and out of it, rotate compass. The main part that rotates is the camera, so drag in reference to your camera, same for first person, and get its word rotation. Split struct pin, connect value Z to Z rotation and connect execution pins. Event tick performs every frame, and if we would call it less, the rotation would seem laggy and clumsy. To make event graph more clean, select all nodes except event tick, right-click the one of the selected nodes, select collapse the function, and name new function update compass. Open it and just adjust the location of the nodes. Now let's test it. You can see that it works, but when you press keys to change direction, the compass moves in an unwanted way. This is a third-person problem. Move back to the character blueprint and you can see that the camera is attached to camera boom, which has the control of the camera movement. To fix the issue, click the rotation and change the rotation type to word. If we test it again, you can see that the weird compass movement is gone. As a last thing in this part, we can adjust the visuals of the compass. Move back to HUD blueprint and to designer. First, let's add border by adding image and name it img_compass border. Border component have functionalities that we don't need. Anchor set to the stretch to pick 1 and all offsets set to 0. Select tint and alpha set to 0. Draw S set to rounded box. I set all corner radiuses to 5 and alpha of outline to 1. For width, I go with 4 and set the rounding type to fixed radius. This will always be in the front, so I set Z order to 1000, so I don't need to think about it ever again. Now duplicate the border image and rename it to img_compass background. Set tint to something like 0.2, and I like to remove any possibility of pixel glitching, so I set width to half value of the border size, that is in our case 2, and alpha of outline to 0. The background will always be in the back, so I set that order to -1000. Hit compile and let's see how it looks. Now is also a good time to adjust the compass image if you notice something doesn't seem right. In the next part, we will add showing enemies to our compass. If this video was helpful to you, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Anyway, good luck with your project, thanks for watching, and see you in the next part or in another video. Bye!